Sechas Eruvin of Tzadi Dalet. The Gemara brings Machlokes Rav Shmuel about a koisel ben shtei chatzeres that was nifritz in the Shabbos, and the Gemara brings a story that Rav Shmuel was sitting together in the chatzer, and the koisel, the dividing the chatzer broke down, and Shmuel said they should hold open a glima piece of clothing to be like a mechitza between the two chatzeres, and Rav showed that he wasn't happy with it, he turned away his head, and Shmuel said that if Rav doesn't like it, they should tie it together with his belt to make it strong. Rashi in Shabbos brings a right from this Gemara that you see there was mutter for them to hold up a glima between the two chatzeres and Shabbos. You see that the whole isser of making an oil on Shabbos is only when it's a gag, when it's a roof, but to make a wall is not included in the isser of making an oil on Shabbos b'chlal. Tais over there argues, it says if it's mechitza materis, it's awesome. The Chayim has a kasha from this Rashi on the Yesod from the Til David. The Til David says the Yesod that the issa of making an oil doesn't pertain when you're holding up the oil with your hands. The marshal, if you have a talis that you're putting over the bima on Chasen Torah and Simchas Torah, let it be a problem of asiyas oil. He says it's not only a gag, it's even the mechitza of bnei adam holding up the talis. He says it's not a problem because since it's only being held up by people, it doesn't have a chashivas of making an oil. And the Chazon Ish also writes like that that's not considered an oil. So the Chayim asked in Chuvas Mishnah Sachi asked the kasha on the Til David from our Rashi that according to Til David, that if you're holding the oil in your hands, it doesn't have a loch of oil. What's Rashi's raya? That an oil that's like a wall, it doesn't have an isser oil. Maybe over here the reason why it doesn't have isser is because it was held up by his hands. But if it will be attached, then it wouldn't be considered a serious oil. You could say that the raya is from the next Gemara, from the fact that Shmuel said he should tie it together with a belt, and that was a permanent situation. I in the Sefer could say Shulchan from Chaim no, that there's Kashas on the Til David, and he says a different mahalach why it's mutter to put a talis on top of the Chasen Torah and Simchas Torah is because it's only the kovid, it doesn't have a chashivas of oil. Ayin in the Sefer Shmir Shabbos Kilchasa, he brings that there's a nafkamina between the tetter of the Til David and the Chazon Ish, that's because it's being held in your hand, doesn't have a loch of oil, or the Seisach Shulchan, that's because of a kovid. What happens if you want to cover something from, let's say you're in the minyan by the koisel and you want to cover the Sefer Torah from getting rained on with a talis, is that an Isser oil? According to Til David, and the Chazon Ish, since you're holding a hand, doesn't have a Isser of Asiyas oil, but according to Seisach Shulchan, it would be an Isser of Asiyas oil. And the Shmir Shabbos Kilchasa brings another point from Shlomo Zalman that says they can't compare this halacha that the Til David and the Chazon Ish is a matter when you hold a talis in your hand, that's not considered oil, to holding an umbrella, which the poskim are aser ein the shurim. In Shabbos Daf Kuf Lamed Ches that we marich Machlokes Achronim, over there the poskim are machmir because an umbrella has a chashivas of oil. You just straightening it out, you're holding it up. However, a talis that you're holding in your hand, the whole chashivas of the oil is only with you holding in your hand. That the Til David said doesn't have a din of oil. Moving further on, the Mishnah says, "Chatzer nifshel shosrabim." Rebbe Lezer holds hamachnis miseichel shosrabim miseichel chayiv. That the fact that this chatzer opened up on one side that gives it halacha of shosrabim, Rashi says either it's nifetz 10 ames or b'meloi, and the Gemara asks a kasha that just because it's nifetz shosrabim has become a shosrabim, and the Gemara says one teretz is that it was going that Rabbi Shabiru la'atzmam derech mashabiru biru. In the Ikka Kasha, the Gemara, the Ritva, and other Rishonim say, what's the most Kasha that how Rabbim coin it? The Rishonim explain that in order to be considered a Rishus Rabbim, the Rabbim have to own it, which is told in the big Machlokes Rishonim, if Rishus Rabbim has to be belonged to the Rabbim or not. In the Rashi, in the Mishnah, is a tremendous ha'or in the Achronim, that's Mashman Rashi, that the pirtz of 10 ames is a pirtz midiraisa, ein ganyankiv, and the Mishkas Yaakov that hold that porutz es is deraisa. We go right from Rashi. The fact that when there's a porutz of es amis, you see there's a chiv of deraisa, you see it's mideraisa. However, the Beis Ephraim and the Chasnish held that the porutz es is derbanon, ayin the Chasnish, that he's madchit. And Be'emes and Sefer Shalom Yehuda is further that even that Rashi says it's porutz b'malui is also shver, because the porutz b'malui, when you have 3 mechitzas, shouldn't be also midiraisa. Ayin is showing them to ask a tremendous kasha, that why is it that when you have 3 walls and the 4th wall's open, is it considered reshut horabim? 3 walls should make the area into reshut midiraisa. So according to the Shittas Rambam, that you need 4 mechitzas for reshut, it's good. But according to other Rishonim, it's shver. So Tosis and the Tzadik Gimel and Beis says that it's not only mechitza with porutz, but even the mechitza inside were also porutz. However, the Ritva and the Rashba and many other Rishonim say a tremendous chiddush over here, that although 3 mechitzas make an area into reshut, that's only when it's porutz to a carmelis. However, if it's porutz to reshut horabim, the area does not become reshut through 3 mechitzas. Ayin Rishonim in the first parak, and Ayin in the Shir in Shabbos Davov, that the Achronim learn like that in Shittas Rashi, that the steer is in Rashi, if 3 mechitzas is reshut or not, for Ayin Sham. Moving further on, the Marmon Beis says that Nagabi Tikrah Yored V'Soisim includes porutz b'keren zavis. It doesn't have a loch of Tikrah Yored V'Soisim. Rashi says there's nifritz b'keren zavis v'kiri b'alachsoin, and the reason why you don't say Tikrah Yored V'Soisim is because the roof wasn't straight across; it was diagonally down, and if there's no flat roof, you can't say Tikrah Yored V'Soisim. However, Tosis learns that you don't say tikrah v'soisim is because there's a porutz in the corner, and part of both sides of the koisel fell down, and b'chagavni you don't say tikrah v'soisim. And Tosis in the Rosh explained because you don't say tikrah v'soisim because tikrah is mishum pesach and pischa b'keren zovis loy avdiyinshi. Like the Gemara says before in the first parak, you don't make a pesach in the corner. I the Stipler and the Chazon Yecheskel that say, you see from this tremendous machlokes Rashi and Tosfos in the understanding of how tikrah works. The Tosfos and the Rosh understand that tikrah v'soisim is a Pesach. It's not the pshat that kilu you have a mechitza going down. It works as if you have a steamer of a Pesach. So therefore, Tosfos says, it'll pertain to halacha of pischa b'keren zovas le'avdiyinchi. However, Rashi understands there's no such thing because it's like gurachas mechitzta, the same way gurachas mechitzta is like the mechitza goes down. So tikrah also, it's as if there's a mechitza going down. And the Stipler says Rashi and Tosis are going l'shitosah that Rashi and Tosis argue on Daf Pei Vov. If by tikrah yored v'soisim will pertain the chesaron of b'kiyas gediyim, when you have b'kiyas gediyim go underneath the mechitza, it's mevatel a mechitza, will that pertain to tikrah yored v'soisim? Rashi says it will be mevatel the mechitza of tikrah yored v'soisim, and Tosfos says it does not. So the Stipler says it's beautiful the shitasa, according to Tosfos, that tikrah yored v'soisim works, that it closes it like a Pesach, like it's a doorway, it's a closed doorway. So our doorway, you could have b'kiyas gediyim going through it. However, according to Rashi, it's like as if there's a mechitza going down. It's as if there's a steamer to the floor. If there's b'kiyas gediyim, that's mevatel a steamer of a mechitza.